Hey everybody, this is Peter from Roland here with Guitar Center to check out the SH-01A Boutique synthesizer. The SH-01A is the boutique version of the SH-101 synthesizer, and it has a lot of really great improvements from the original. The original had such a really influential monophonic sound to it, and the SH-01A builds on that with both the construction of the unit itself as a metal casing. It also has preset storage so you can save your patches and patterns. And it also has a lot of cool, more boutique-oriented improvements like the audio and MIDI over USB. You also have different types of sound modes that you can put it in, so you can use a different type of noise. You can use a faster LFO if you wanted to. But most interestingly is that it has 4 voices of polyphony, which has always been the biggest what if of if Roland had made this synthesizer, what if it was polyphonic? So I feel like they've kind of answered that question with the SH-01A. What made the SH-101 so famous was its flexibility. It was a monophonic synth, but people ended up using it for percussion, for leads, even pads. Influential groups such as like Boards of Canada or Square Pusher, Aphex Twin. Like there's a ton of legendary names have used the 101. So the SH-01A really has great advancements to kind of take that concept but improve it and make it a little bit more easy to obtain. You also have the integration with audio and MIDI over USB going into your computer. And it has this just kind of great sound that's both timeless and modern. So the way that they break it up is really cool. So you basically have a monophonic voice that has 3 different waveforms. You have a sub-oscillator, the pulse width, square wave, and a saw wave that you can mess around with. And then it also has a filter. So a lot of what people use the 101 for is a lot of kind of funk-oriented basses. But I think the coolest thing about, at least for me, the SH-01A and the 101 was how the sequencer was factored into how it sounded. It's almost overly simple how it's laid out. It's basically you click load, you can listen to the pattern that's already there, or you can overdub it with your own notes. So you can go back and add in rests or legato notes and tying notes together to make more complex grooves. The sequencer makes it really fun to just experiment with coming up with different melodies or bass lines or pretty much whatever you want. And I don't know exactly what I'm programming, but the fun is in the experimentation and kind of coming up with different types of rhythms that you wouldn't be able to come up with on your own. My brain doesn't really think like this, but I can use this and play with it to kind of come up with really cool and interesting melodies and melodic figures. So you have a lot of presets that you can access, a lot of patterns. But you can also use it in tandem with some of the built-in sounds. So if I wanted to play something, I can kind of vamp on it. And maybe use something like this Boss RB500 to add a little bit of space. And I can kind of come up with these like really cool things that I could also tempo sync if I wanted to. And maybe just jam on one melodic figure for pretty much hours and just record what you have, and then, you know, kind of cut out the best parts. And it's really just kind of a fun sequencer to use, and you can also use it with external pieces of gear if you wanted to. There's CV and gate out, so you can hook it up to your modular or vintage rig, or you can even hook it up to a soft synth and use it with Ableton or Logic or whatever DAW you want. So one of the cool things about the SH-01A is it has a couple changes from the original. You can use this LFO, which is really interesting, is you can switch it to advanced mode, which increases the speed. So I have this pattern here. And if I wanted to use the LFO, the original LFO, to change, say, the filter, that's about as fast as it gets. But if I go into the menu here and change from original to advanced, I get into audio rate territory. And this is cool to actually mess around with the pitch. I'm actually doing FM now with essentially an SH-101. So it's kind of a cool tone shaping type of thing. You can get a lot more variety of tones and sounds out of the SH-01A than you could have with the SH-101. It kind of takes the concept and, you know, you have all these great SH-101 filters and oscillators, but you can now kind of control more. One of the improvements over the original design of the SH-101 sequencer is the SH-01A takes advantage of the polyphony, and you can actually sequence up to 4 voices on the sequencer. So I've got a polyphonic sequence right here. If I play it back, that's just a short polyphonic sequence, but I can sequence up to 100 notes in length and 4 voices per step, so there's a lot of capability there. So the SH-01A, since it's a boutique, you have the advantage of using audio and MIDI over a mini USB cable. So I've hooked up the SH-01A into my laptop, and if I open up Ableton, I can open up preferences, select the SH-01A as an audio card or an audio interface, and then if I make a track, I can set it to a stereo input here, and then if I play a pattern, I could see the signals going straight into Ableton. And this is super convenient because I can bring this pretty much wherever. I can bring it to the park, on the train. I mean, it makes it much more portable to track, you know, melodies or bass lines or pretty much anything that you would want the SH-01A for. It can go straight into your laptop and right into your session. The SH-01A has the power of the SH-101 sound, and then it also has the incredible sequencer in a modern form factor and package. At Guitar Center, they have the limited edition blue and red models as well, emulating the old limited SH-101 edition. So go to your local Guitar Center, play the SH-01A, or check it out at guitarcenter.com.